When a male lion invades a pride, the first thing it does is to kill all the cubs. That is to ensure its own bloodline. It will make the female lions receptive of him so that he can breed with them. Then it will be his bloodline that will survive. When the Mongols invaded Germany, they raped German women. That guaranteed their bloodline in Germany. That ensured that the German nation must not rise up against the Mongolian Empire, as they will be rising against their own people. Even as recent as the end of the World War II, Second World War, when the Russians invaded Germany, the first thing they did was to rape German women to ensure that the Russian bloodline will flow in amongst the German blood. It was to ensure that Germany will never rise again against Russia, because if they rise against the Russians, they'll be rising against their forefathers, against their ancestors. The rape was so intense that it was reported that one general, Russian general, reported to Stalin that the German soldiers have left about 2 million babies in Germany. Those 2 million babies have multiplied several times. There are tens, or if not hundreds of millions by now. That is to guarantee that your former enemy cannot rise up against you in the future. Now, here in South Africa, what people invaded our land, they raped our women, they killed our people, they dispossessed us of our land, they restricted us in any way or form. We were discriminated against, undermined, oppressed for many years. After a bloody liberation struggle, black people were said to be free. But today, white people still kill black people and say they mistook them for baboons. White people still kill black people and say they mistook them for dogs. White people still throw black people in lion dens to be killed. White people still brutalize and ill-treat black people any way they like. Black people are still slaves in their own land. Black people are still killed for protesting, demanding a higher wage. Black people are killed for demanding a better working condition and living condition. Black people are killed for demanding water, which is a basic necessity, basic source of life. Black people are killed for the fun of white people. There is no exclusivity in economy. Black people are still excluded today as they were in 1652. Black people are excluded in economic activity. Only the leaders and their cronies have the access to economic freedom. It is not different from the leaders of Bantustans. They also have economic freedom and the right to corruption. What our so-called leaders are doing is exactly what the Bantustan leaders were doing. They were enslaving their people for the benefit of white people. Even now, this government is enslaving the workers of Marikana for the benefit of Lonmin CEO. And this is frustrating black people to an extent that they're starting to think like lions, they're starting to think like Russians, they're starting to think like the Mongols. They're starting to think that maybe for black people to be free, they need to kill all white people in South Africa. Then only the women will be left to breed with black people, which will generate another race, which will not be white, it will be colored. And on those babies that will be born, all male babies will be exterminated. There will be genocide against those male babies, so that only girl children will grow up to breed with black people, which will generate a nation and a race that will be assimilated to black race, which will be African, which will have African blood, which will not be European. The very same way male lion decimate the cubs of its predecessors, so that it can realize its own bloodline. The very same way that the Mongols have bred with raped German women, the very same way that Russians have raped women during the end of World War II. Black people and their leaders will start to think that maybe that is the mistake they've done at the end of apartheid. Maybe they should have bred with white people so that they will create a race that will be sympathetic towards the black plight. That is why it is necessary for all people, black and white, Indians and colored, and all people in South Africa, to stand up together and stand for equal ownership. We must start we must defend freedom. We must demand equality for all, so that people must stop thinking like male lions. So we must defend equal ownership, so that people must stop thinking like the Russians and behaving like the Russians who raped German women to ensure Russian sympathetic German people. That is what we must do. We need to defend equal ownership, so that black people must stop thinking like the Mongols who had to rape German women to ensure Mongol blood line amongst the German people. It is crucial that what people must start to share, learn to share. That which was stolen must be shared amongst us all. Industries don't belong to their owners, they belong to the workers, who are the ones who are creating money. The owner borrow money, and the workers are the ones who create that money to pay back the money that was borrowed in the first place, and all the money that is made. It belongs to the workers. If a man borrows money and buy a taxi, and the driver is the one who makes the money that will pay back the money that was borrowed, and the money that is paying the taxi off, how can the taxi belong to the owner, of the so-called owner? But because it's the one who applied, we want them to share equal ownership. That is the way to avoid black people thinking like lions. That is the only way to prevent black people from thinking like Russians. That is the only way to prevent black people from thinking like the Mongols. That is the only way to prevent black people from committing genocide against white people, from exterminating all white male population, so that they must breed with white women to produce a nation that is sympathetic towards the black plight. White people must put themselves in the black people's shoes and ask themselves if they would like to be in our position of enslavement, even after we are supposed to be free. White people and black people, all people who love freedom, all people who love peace, must join hands and defend equal ownership, because it's the only way to prevent the genocide and the Holocaust of male white population in South Africa.